Bitcoin supply shock and $1,300,000 Bitcoin price prediction. Bitcoin price is mostly a roller coaster. Sometimes it goes too high, sometimes at its lowest, like now in these unprecedented times of war. Sometimes I think it is easy to decode someone's mood swings rather than decode the volatility of Bitcoin prices. Let me know in the comments if you think the same. Welcome to Crypto Trends, and in today's video, you will get to know about how Bitcoin supply shock and about the $1,300,000 Bitcoin price prediction. So make sure to watch the video till the end, and don't forget to like and share the video. It's been a rock and roll start to the year for Bitcoin, but experts still say it will hit $100,000, and that it's more of a matter of when, not if. Bitcoin's price fell back down to below $40,000 in March as investors wrestle with concerns over rising inflation, geopolitical tensions, and the tighter monetary policy by the U.S. Federal Reserve. The crypto market has increasingly tracked the stock market in recent months, which makes it even more intertwined with global economic factors, such as those stemming from Russia's war in Ukraine. Minutes from the federal bank's March meeting showed its plan to shrink its balance sheet by $95 billion each month to combat inflation. Additionally, the latest inflation report showed that consumer prices rose 8.5% in the year. With no end in sight, the war in Ukraine crisis, the inflation, and shifting monetary policy in the U.S. will likely see more volatility in the coming months and maybe even years. The overall market has noticed the high correlation to Bitcoin and the general equities markets. The S&P 500 and NASDAQ have had the largest correlations to Bitcoin, with 0.88% and 0.91% respectively. A correlation of 1 means that they move equally one to the other. Bitcoin has only been above $45,000 for a few short stretches over the past 4 months and hasn't been above $50,000 since December 25, 2021. Still, Bitcoin has stayed above its 6-month low, below $34,000 in late January. Amid the ups and downs, Bitcoin's current price is a long way off from the latest all-time high it hit in November when it went over $68,000. But even with the recent decline in price, Bitcoin is still more than twice as valuable as it was just a couple of years ago. For Bitcoin, these kinds of ups and downs are nothing new. Despite the volatility and recent declining price, many experts still say Bitcoin is on its way to passing the $100,000 mark, though with varying opinions on exactly when that will happen. And a recent study by Deutsche Bank found that about a quarter of Bitcoin investors believe Bitcoin prices will be over $110,000 in 5 years and can also go up to $1,300,000 by 2030. The volatility is nothing new and is a big reason new crypto investors should be extremely cautious when allocating part of their portfolio to cryptocurrency. Bitcoin has shown as steady a rise in value over the years as any other cryptocurrency on the market. It's only reasonable for Bitcoin investors to be curious about how high it can ultimately go. Unfortunately, Bitcoin's price is extremely difficult to predict and even more susceptible to market factors than more established asset classes. It was easy to predict a $100,000 Bitcoin price late last year, coming off its latest all-time high in November. With Bitcoin's big fall since then, the prediction game is even trickier. The most extreme crypto skeptics say Bitcoin will tank to as low as $10,000 in 2022, but a middle ground might be to say the cryptocurrency can still climb to $100,000, like many experts predicted late last year, just on a slower timeline. But now, bullish experts are re-evaluating the crypto industry altogether as major corporations like Nike and other big brands are looking at ways to monetize their products in the digital metaverse. The rise of metaverse games, worlds, products, and experiences is increasing the popularity of altcoins, which has changed investor sentiments about Bitcoin, also known as the original crypto. Many experts are hesitant to predict a number and a date, but rather point to the trend of Bitcoin increasing its value over time. Investors should expect a pretty sustainable rise in Bitcoin's long-term value, driven by organic market movement with a $100,000 threshold in near-sighted time. In order to understand this increased predictability, we need to understand first what influences Bitcoin's price. Normal economic factors that influence the price of cryptocurrency just like any other currency or investment, like supply and demand, public sentiment, the news cycle, market events, scarcity, and more. As a new and emerging asset, additional factors influence Bitcoin's value more than the average currency or security. The first major factor that influences the Bitcoin prices is scarcity. There are only 18 to 19 million Bitcoins currently in circulation, and minting will stop at 21 million. Industry experts consistently point to this built-in scarcity as a big part of cryptocurrency's appeal. There's a fixed supply, but increasing demand. Others point out Bitcoin has value because people give it value. That's really why everybody's buying, because of the psychological aspect. That can make it difficult for the average consumer to discern whether Bitcoin and other cryptocurrencies are legitimate. The whole concept of supply and demand only works when people want something scarce, even if it previously didn't exist. Some also believe that it's not in cash. You don't really have that money, because in crypto, anything can drop dramatically overnight. This is why certified financial planners suggest only allocating 1% to 5% of your portfolio to crypto to protect your money from the volatility. Second major factor influencing Bitcoin price is its mainstream adoption. One of the main factors driving the price increase of Bitcoin is the rate at which new consumers are buying and exploring cryptocurrency. Crypto technology is being adopted at a faster rate than humans first adopted internet technology. Assuming it continues, the compounding acceleration of new adoption could keep pushing the value of Bitcoin higher and higher. Bitcoin adoption has been increasing at an annual rate of 113%, according to data from the digital asset management firm CoinShares. Meanwhile, people adopted the internet at a slower rate of 63%. If people warm up to Bitcoin at a comparable rate to that of the internet's early days, or even faster, the report makes the case that there will be 1 billion users by 2024 and 4 billion users by 2030. CoinDesk reported last month the number of new wallets worldwide increased from 45% in January 2020 to January 2021 to an estimated 66 million. Popular crypto exchange Coinbase says it is now over 73 million worldwide users, while fellow exchange Gemini recently released its State of U.S. Crypto report, which found 21.2 million Americans own cryptocurrency of some kind. The third major factor influencing the Bitcoin prices is regulation. Federal officials have made it clear in recent months that they are paying attention to crypto. Industry professionals have recently alluded to what crypto insiders perceive as hawkish federal regulation being one key driver to Bitcoin's lagging price. Crypto regulation brings up a lot of unanswered questions. President Joe Biden recently signed an infrastructure bill requiring all crypto exchanges to notify the IRS of their transactions. Similarly, Treasury Secretary Janet Yellen recently said stablecoins, a type of crypto linked to the value of the US dollar, should be subject to federal oversight. The conversation on regulatory policies is patchy, said an industry-wide paper published by Flourish, a fintech platform designed for investment advisors. With a relatively new asset class like cryptocurrency, any new regulation has potential to impact value. When China banned crypto in September 2021, for example, investors saw the price of Bitcoin drop, though it has since risen and resumed its usual volatility. Even though there's now about a decade of precedent for Bitcoin, the Securities and Exchange Commission is taking all decisions on a case-by-case basis, in which experts refer to as its crawl, walk, run strategy toward mainstream crypto adoption. Regulation has kind of evolved over the last 5 years, and regulators can always change their mind. Finally, another major influence on Bitcoin's price is a mining cycle known as halving. It's complicated and algorithmic in nature, but in essence, halving is a step in the Bitcoin mining process that results in the reward for mining Bitcoin transactions getting cut in half. Halving influences the rate at which new coins enter circulation, which can impact the value of existing Bitcoin holdings. Historically, halvings have correlated with boom and bust cycles. Some experts try to predict these cycles down to the day after a halving event concludes. What you need to know about Bitcoin price projections is, as with any investment, financial planners and other experts advise against letting Bitcoin's price fluctuations lead you to emotional decision-making. Studies have shown investors who contribute regularly to passive index funds and ETFs perform better over time thanks to a strategy called dollar cost averaging. That's part of why experts recommend not investing more than 5% of your overall portfolio in cryptocurrency, and never to invest at the expense of saving for emergencies and paying down high-interest debt. The path to long-term wealth and saving for retirement is most often successful for people with diversified investments like low-cost index funds, with crypto making up a very small part. Since crypto is still new to most people, it's okay to wait and see how things unfold before putting your money on the line. We only have about 10 years of data to inform crypto price predictions, and the value of Bitcoin, while potentially climbing long term, is highly volatile from day to day. But we can also hope, and I think that Bitcoin prices will soon increase to $1,300,000 value, and the increasing demand of Bitcoin shows that this time will come soon. So I think we are all at the end of the video, and I hope you enjoyed the video and that it may be helpful in your crypto investment journey. If you liked the video, let me know in the comments section below, and subscribe to the channel for more amazing videos. And thanks for watching!